The morning started like any other at the Global Defense Fleet headquarters. Captain James Walker stood at the main observation window, sipping his coffee while watching the sunrise over the Pacific Ocean. The calm before the storm, as they would later call it. At exactly 7:42 hours, every alarm in the facility began blaring. Red lights flashed across the command center as operators rushed to their stations. Walker nearly dropped his coffee mug when the main screen lit up with multiple incoming objects, all moving at impossible speeds. "Report," he commanded, quickly making his way to the central command station. "Sir, we have multiple objects entering the solar system," reported Tom, the lead radar operator. His fingers flew across the holographic display as he pulled up more data. They just passed Jupiter's orbit. Nothing we've ever built moves that fast. Walker leaned over the console, his face illuminated by the blue glow of the screens. The objects were arranged in a perfect formation, too perfect to be natural. His years of military experience told him exactly what this was. A fleet. "Get me the Joint Chiefs," he ordered, straightening his uniform. "And someone wake up the president." Within minutes, the massive screen at the front of the command center split into multiple windows, showing the worried faces of Earth's military leadership. General Roberts of the United States, Marshal Lai of the Asian Alliance, and Commander Williams of the European Union, all connected and waiting for answers. "Ladies and gentlemen," Walker began, "approximately 10 minutes ago, our deep space monitoring stations detected multiple objects entering our solar system. Based on their formation and speed, we believe this to be a coordinated approach by an alien fleet." The room fell silent. Decades of wondering if humanity was alone in the universe were about to be answered, but not in the way anyone had hoped. Suddenly, every screen in the command center flickered. The communication feeds cut out, replaced by a single image. A tall, shadowy figure seated on what appeared to be a command throne. "Inhabitants of the third planet," the figure spoke, its voice translated into perfect English through unknown means. "I am the director of the Galactic Fleet. Your primitive world has been chosen for integration into our empire. Your technology is basic, your defenses negligible, and your species barely capable of reaching your own moon." Walker's jaw tightened. They had no idea what humanity was truly capable of. The director continued, "We have observed your petty conflicts, your primitive spacecraft, and your limited understanding of the universe. You will surrender your world and submit to our rule, or face immediate destruction. Your species' tendency toward violence makes you unsuitable for independent existence in the galactic community." General Roberts managed to reestablish communication on a separate channel. "Captain Walker, what's our status?" "The alien fleet will reach Earth's orbit in approximately 6 hours at their current speed," Walker reported, studying the tactical display. "They appear to have a force of roughly 200 vessels, ranging from destroyer to dreadnought class, based on their energy signatures. Implement Protocol Omega," Commander Williams ordered. "All nations are hereby authorized to reveal their full military capabilities." Walker nodded grimly. For decades, Earth had maintained the appearance of being less advanced than it truly was. Every visible satellite was matched by 3 hidden ones. Every public space station had a military counterpart concealed in orbit. The world's governments had prepared for this day ever since finding that crashed scout ship in the Arctic 30 years ago. "Send the following response to the alien fleet," Marshal Lai commanded. "Message begins. Your threats have been received and noted." Message ends. "Sir?" Walker questioned, surprised by the brief response. Marshal Lee's face showed the hint of a smile. "Let them think we're paralyzed with fear, Captain. When they arrive, we'll show them exactly how primitive Earth really is." As the alien fleet approached, humanity prepared in silence. Underground bases powered up their systems, hidden weapons platforms came online, and stealth ships moved into position behind the moon. The aliens would learn soon enough that appearances can be deceiving, and that humanity was far from defenseless. In 6 hours, the galaxy would learn an important lesson about underestimating Earth. 5 hours remained until the alien fleet's arrival. Deep within the Rocky Mountains, the Global Defense Command Center buzzed with activity as military leaders from around the world gathered in the main war room. Captain Walker stood at attention as Admiral Mary Stone entered the chamber. The Admiral's gray hair was tied back in a tight bun, her face showing the wisdom of someone who had guarded Earth's greatest secrets for decades. She walked straight to the central holographic display and pressed her palm against the scanner. Authorization granted. Stone, Mary, Admiral. Security level Ultra, the computer announced. The room's lights dimmed as a new hologram appeared, showing technology far beyond what Earth publicly admitted to possessing. Several generals gasped. Walker's eyes widened as he saw the true extent of humanity's military power. 30 years ago, Admiral Stone began, we recovered an alien scout ship from the Arctic ice. What we learned from that wreck changed everything. While we told the public we were still struggling with basic spaceflight, we were actually reverse engineering technology centuries ahead of our time. She gestured at the hologram, which now showed a network of satellites circling Earth. Those primitive weather and communication satellites you see every day. They're actually housed in advanced stealth shells. Each one carries enough firepower to destroy a small moon. The director's face appeared on the main screen again, interrupting the briefing. Your silence is noted. Humans, you have 24 hours to prepare your surrender documents. Know that resistance will only bring swift destruction. Admiral Stone smiled slightly as the transmission ended. They still think we're cowering in fear. Good. Captain Walker, step forward. Walker moved to the central platform. The Admiral handed him a small device that looked like a simple remote control. This command key links to our entire defense network, she explained. You'll be leading our counteroffensive from the new flagship hidden on the dark side of the moon. The NSS Humanity's Pride is the most advanced warship ever built by human hands. But Admiral, one of the generals interrupted, our largest known vessel is barely capable of reaching Mars. How did we hide an entire flagship? The same way we've hidden everything else, she replied. Right in plain sight. That failed space station project we publicly abandoned last year. It was actually the Pride's construction facility. The space debris we've been tracking. Automated defense platforms with more computing power than all of Earth's visible computers combined. Walker studied the tactical displays showing Earth's true defensive capabilities. Thousands of weapon platforms hidden in orbit. Hundreds of stealth ships waiting in the shadow of the moon. Energy shields that could withstand the force of a small sun. The director thinks they're facing a primitive species that can barely reach its own moon. Admiral Stone continued. Instead, they're about to face a civilization that has spent 3 decades preparing for this exact moment. Captain Walker, you have 4 hours to reach the Pride and prepare your crew. As Walker turned to leave, Admiral Stone added, one more thing, Captain. The alien ship we recovered. It wasn't a scout vessel like we told everyone. It was their equivalent of a battleship. Everything they're bringing to fight us today. We've already beaten it once, and that was 30 years ago. Walker nodded, a slight grin forming on his face. He took a transport to the secret launch facility beneath the mountain. As the elevator descended, he thought about how perfectly humanity had played its part. While alien observers watched humans launching primitive rockets and celebrating small achievements in space, the real work had happened in secret. 3 hours later, Walker stood on the bridge of humanity's Pride. The massive ship had been hidden behind the moon for months, its crew training in secret. Through the view screen, he watched as more ships emerged from their hiding places, their stealth fields shimmering as they deactivated. All stations report ready, Captain, his first officer announced. Good, Walker replied, settling into the command chair. Let's show our visitors why you should never judge a book by its cover, or in this case, why you should never judge a planet by its visible technology. The trap was set. Now they just had to wait for the aliens to spring it. The alien fleet appeared first as bright dots against the black of space, growing larger as they approached Earth's orbit. From his command chair on humanity's Pride, Captain Walker watched the tactical display tracking their movement. 200 alien ships, arranged in a perfect attack formation, ready to conquer what they thought was a helpless planet. "The director's fleet is maintaining their approach vector," reported Bill, the sensor officer. "They're scanning Earth's surface, but our stealth technology is working perfectly. They can only see what we want them to see." Walker nodded, remembering the countless drills they had run for this moment. On their screens, the aliens would see only a handful of primitive space stations, some basic satellites, and a few small military bases. Everything else, the massive underground facilities, the stealth ships, the weapon platforms, remained invisible. The director's face appeared on the main screen again. Even through the alien translation system, his tone dripped with contempt. "Your time grows short, humans. Our scans show your pathetic defenses. A few primitive weapons, some basic orbital stations. Nothing that could hope to stop us. Your silence only delays the inevitable." Walker exchanged knowing looks with his bridge crew. The aliens had fallen for their deception completely. "Sir," called out Jane from the weapons station, "all hidden defense platforms report ready. Shield generators are at full power. Ground bases are standing by." Below on Earth's surface, things appeared calm and ordinary. Civilian air traffic continued as normal. Military bases showed only their usual level of activity. But deep underground, massive power plants hummed to life, feeding energy to weapons that could tear apart space itself. "Captain," Bill reported suddenly, "they're launching fighter craft. Looks like they want to intimidate us with a show of force." Through the view screen, Walker watched as hundreds of smaller ships poured from the alien vessels, forming up in an impressive display of military might. They swooped and rolled through space, their engines leaving bright trails against the stars. "Let them play," Walker ordered. "The more confident they feel, the better our trap will work." The alien fighters flew closer to Earth, passing through the exact positions where humanity's hidden weapons waited. Walker checked the tactical display one final time. Everything was perfect. "The director is broadcasting again," announced the communications officer. "This is your final warning," the director declared. "Your pitiful species has 1 hour remaining. We will demonstrate our power by destroying one of your cities. Choose which one you would sacrifice, or we shall choose for you." Walker pressed a button on his command chair. "All ships, maintain stealth. Let them come a little closer." His voice carried to every hidden vessel in Earth's defense fleet. Hundreds of captains and thousands of crew members waited silently in the shadows of space, fingers hovering over their controls. The alien fleet moved forward with supreme confidence, their massive ships spreading out to surround Earth. They passed Mars' orbit, their sensors still showing nothing but a seemingly defenseless planet. "Sir," Bill reported with a slight grin, "they've just entered optimal range." Walker allowed himself a small smile. The aliens had positioned themselves exactly where Earth's military had hoped they would. Their fleet formation, while impressive, had just trapped them perfectly between 3 layers of humanity's hidden defenses. "The director thinks we've been silent because we're afraid," Walker said to his crew. "Time to show them why we've really been quiet. We've been busy getting ready." As if to punctuate his words, direct energy readings began spiking from the alien fleet. They were powering up their weapons, preparing to make good on their threat to destroy a city. "They're charging weapons," Jane reported calmly. "All their attention is focused on Earth's surface. They still haven't detected us." Walker sat forward in his command chair. Years of preparation had led to this moment. The aliens had walked right into humanity's trap, their arrogance blinding them to the truth until it was too late. "Send word to Admiral Stone," he ordered. "The fleet is in position. Earth's trap is ready." The next few minutes would teach the aliens a lesson about underestimating humanity that the galaxy would never forget. "The alien fleet has locked weapons on New York City," Bill announced from his sensor station. The tension on the bridge of humanity's pride could be cut with a knife. Captain Walker watched as the alien fleet's massive cannons began to glow with energy. The director clearly intended to demonstrate his power by destroying one of Earth's largest cities. It was time to show them humanity's true strength. "Send the signal," Walker ordered. Authorization code: Sleeping Giant. Across Earth's orbit, thousands of hidden satellites suddenly shed their stealth coverings. The alien fleet found themselves surrounded by weapon platforms that seemed to appear from nowhere. Deep beneath the oceans, massive energy generators powered up, feeding power to Earth's planetary shield system. The director's face appeared on the main screen, showing confusion for the first time. "What is this?" Our scans showed no such. Walker cut off the transmission with a wave of his hand. "All ships, execute attack plan Thunder. Show them what humanity can really do." The alien fleet fired their weapons at New York, but their energy beams splashed harmlessly against Earth's shield. The barrier glowed bright blue, absorbing the attack completely. "Enemy weapons had zero effect on our shields," Jane reported with a smile. "They're trying to boost power to their cannons." "Time to return the favor," Walker commanded. "All platforms, fire." Thousands of quantum-based weapons opened fire simultaneously. The aliens had no warning as their own shields were torn apart by technology they didn't even know Earth possessed. 20 of their ships exploded in the first volley. "Impossible." The director's voice boomed across all channels. "Your species couldn't possibly." "Full attack formation," Walker ordered, cutting off the alien transmission again. "Launch all fighters. Show them what a primitive species can do." From behind the moon, Earth's hidden fleet emerged. 500 ships, led by humanity's pride, charged into battle. The alien fleet scrambled to respond, but their formation was already broken by the first strike. "Their shields are adapting," Jane reported, "but our weapons are still cutting through them like paper." They never expected us to have this level of technology. Walker watched as human fighters engaged their alien counterparts. The aliens had expected to face primitive spacecraft, but instead found themselves against pilots flying ships with technology 30 years more advanced than their own. "Sir, the director's ship is trying to coordinate a counterattack," Bill called out. "They're regrouping near Mars orbit." "Not today," Walker replied. "Activate the gravity net." Hidden generators around the solar system powered up, creating a web of artificial gravity that trapped the alien fleet in place. Their engines flared as they tried to escape, but the technology Earth had reverse-engineered from their own crashed ship held them firmly. "Multiple alien ships are powering down weapons," Jane reported. "They're trying to surrender." "The director's ship is still fighting," Bill added. "They're charging their main cannon." Walker stood from his command chair. "Target their weapon systems. Precise shots only. We want to disable, not destroy. Let's show them we have more than just superior technology. We have mercy too." Humanity's pride moved into position, its advanced targeting systems locking onto specific points of the director's massive vessel. With surgical precision, the human ship fired, destroying the alien weapon systems while leaving the rest of the ship intact. "Enemy fleet is completely disabled," Jane announced. "No casualties on our side. Minimal casualties on theirs. Most of their crew survived in escape pods." Walker nodded with satisfaction. "Send word to Admiral Stone. Tell her Phase 1 is complete. The aliens' first strike has failed, and their fleet is neutralized." As rescue ships moved to collect the alien survivors, Walker looked at the tactical display showing the results of the battle. In less than 15 minutes, humanity had completely defeated a fleet that thought they were facing a primitive civilization. "Sir," his communications officer called out, "we're detecting multiple transmissions leaving the solar system. Other alien civilizations just witnessed everything." Walker smiled. The message was clear. Humanity was not to be underestimated. But this was just the beginning. There was still more to come. "Sir, the director is hailing us again," reported the communications officer on humanity's pride. The alien leader's face appeared on the main screen, his previous arrogance replaced by barely controlled anger. "This is impossible," the director snarled. "No primitive species could have developed such technology on their own. You stole it. You must have stolen it." Captain Walker stood calmly, hands clasped behind his back. "Actually, we reverse-engineered it from your crashed ship, the one you lost 30 years ago. We didn't just study it. We improved it." As if to prove his point, another wave of defense platforms emerged from stealth mode. Thousands more weapons now surrounded the alien fleet, each one more powerful than anything the aliens had brought to Earth. "Second wave. Commence firing," Walker ordered. The space around Earth lit up as energy weapons fired from all directions. The alien ships that had survived the first attack found their emergency shields useless against Earth's advanced technology. One by one, their engines died, leaving them floating helplessly in space. "The director's ship is trying to power up their emergency jump drive," Bill called from his sensor station. "They're attempting to escape." Walker smiled slightly. "Activate the quantum anchor." Hidden generators across the solar system powered up, creating a field that made faster-than-light travel impossible. The aliens had just lost their last escape route. "No, no," the director shouted as his ship's jump drive failed. "This technology shouldn't exist. Your species is too young." "Young doesn't mean weak," Walker replied. "And we've had 30 years to prepare for this day. Jane, target their bridge. Let's give them one last demonstration." A single shot from humanity's pride struck the director's ship with perfect accuracy. Their bridge shields collapsed instantly, leaving their command center exposed but intact, a warning shot that showed Earth could have destroyed them at any time. "All alien vessels are now powerless," Jane reported. "Our gravity net has them completely trapped. No casualties from the second wave of attacks." Walker watched the tactical display as human ships moved to surround each disabled alien vessel. The entire battle had taken less than 30 minutes. Earth's decades of preparation had paid off perfectly. "Sir," Bill called out excitedly, "you need to see this. Our long-range sensors are picking up massive data transmissions spreading through alien communication networks. The entire galaxy is watching what just happened." The bridge crew cheered. Earth had not only defeated an invasion fleet, they had done it so convincingly that no other alien civilization would dare attack them again. "Captain," the communications officer interrupted, "Admiral Stone is hailing us." The Admiral's face appeared on the main screen, a proud smile on her features. "Well done, Captain Walker. The alien surveillance networks are in chaos. Every civilization that was watching Earth, waiting to see us crushed, just witnessed something very different. The director's fleet wasn't just defeated, it was outclassed in every way." "Should we begin rescue operations?" Walker asked. "Yes, but carefully," the Admiral replied. "And Captain, the director's ship contains their most advanced technology. I want it brought to Earth intact. Let's see what other improvements we can make to their designs." As rescue ships moved in to collect survivors, Walker looked at the alien fleet now floating powerless in space. The mighty armada that had come to conquer Earth was now nothing more than a collection of floating metal, their crews waiting to be rescued by the very humans they had called primitive. "Send word to all ships," Walker ordered. "Phase 2 is complete. Begin rescue operations. Show them that humanity knows how to be merciful in victory." The director's final transmission came through, his voice now humble. We surrender unconditionally." Walker nodded. "A wise choice. Welcome to Earth's orbit, Director. I hope you've learned something today about judging species by their apparent level of technology." The battle was over, but Earth's emergence as a major galactic power was just beginning. "Begin docking procedures with the Director's command ship," Captain Walker ordered from the bridge of humanity's pride. His crew moved with practiced efficiency, guiding their massive vessel alongside the alien flagship. The space around Earth had transformed into a remarkable sight. The once mighty alien fleet now floated powerless, surrounded by Earth's ships. Rescue operations were underway, with human vessels collecting escape pods and providing aid to damaged alien ships. "Sir," Bill called from his station, "we're detecting unusual energy readings from the director's ship." Walker frowned. "Specify." "It looks like, sir, they're trying to activate their self-destruct system." "Not today," Walker said firmly. "Execute Operation Lockdown." Instantly, specially designed energy pulses fired from Earth's defense platforms, targeting the alien ship's computer systems. The pulses carried computer viruses Earth had developed by studying the crashed ship 30 years ago. Within seconds, every alien vessel's systems were completely frozen. "All alien ships' computer systems are now under our control," Jane reported with satisfaction. "The self-destruct attempt has been stopped. Their entire network is locked down." The director's face appeared on the main screen one last time. Gone was all trace of arrogance or anger, replaced by sheer disbelief. "How? How did you stop even our final defense?" "We've had 3 decades to study your technology," Walker explained calmly. "Did you think we spent all that time just copying it? We found every weakness, every flaw, and prepared countermeasures for everything you might try." Admiral Stone's voice came through the command channel. "Captain Walker, prepare to receive boarding teams. We want the director and his command staff taken into custody, alive and unharmed." "Understood, Admiral," Walker replied. He turned to his security chief. "John, take your team across. Remember, we're showing the galaxy how Earth treats prisoners of war." The boarding operation went smoothly. The alien crew, their systems locked down and their weapons useless, offered no resistance. Within an hour, the director and his senior officers were in custody aboard Humanity's Pride. "Sir," the communications officer called out, "we're receiving thousands of transmissions from across the galaxy. Other civilizations are. They're requesting diplomatic relations with Earth." Walker smiled. The plan had worked perfectly. Earth hadn't just defeated an invasion. They had announced their presence to the galaxy in the most dramatic way possible. "Captain," Bill interrupted, "long-range sensors are picking up something interesting. Remember those alien observation posts that were watching the battle? They're all pulling back, moving well outside our solar system." The bridge crew laughed. The message was clear. No one wanted to risk injuring Earth now. Admiral Stone's image appeared on the main screen again. "Captain, bring the director to Earth. The United Earth Council wants to have a discussion about the future of galactic relations." As Walker watched his team securing the alien vessels, he thought about how perfectly humanity's trap had worked. The aliens had come expecting to find a primitive civilization barely able to reach their own moon. Instead, they had found a united Earth that had spent 30 years preparing for this exact moment. "All ships report ready for recovery operations," Jane announced. "Minimal damage to alien vessels. Almost no casualties on either side." "Perfect," Walker replied. "Let's show the galaxy that humanity knows how to win a war without unnecessary destruction." The director, now under guard on Humanity's Pride's bridge, watched in amazement as human ships efficiently began towing his disabled fleet toward Earth orbit. "You could have destroyed us all," he said quietly. "Why didn't you?" Walker turned to him. "Because true strength isn't just about having the most powerful weapons. It's about knowing when not to use them. Welcome to humanity's solar system, Director. I think you'll find we have a lot to teach your people." As Earth's fleet began their victory formation, carrying their alien prisoners home, one thing was clear: the galaxy would never underestimate humanity again. 1 week after the battle, Captain Walker stood in the grand meeting hall of the United Earth Council in Geneva. The massive room, with its high glass ceiling showing the clear blue sky above, was filled with representatives from every nation on Earth. In the center, the captured director stood before the council. "You came to our world expecting to find primitives," the council president began, her voice calm but firm. "Instead, you found a united planet that had spent 30 years preparing for this moment. Now you will learn what Earth does with victory." The director, his commanding presence now diminished, bowed his head. "We await your judgment. By the laws of space warfare, our lives and our ships are yours to claim." "Perhaps," the president replied, "but Earth has a different proposal." Screens around the hall lit up, showing the alien fleet now docked in Earth's orbit. Human engineers were already helping repair the damaged ships, while medical teams cared for injured alien crew members. "Instead of destruction, we offer partnership," the president continued. "Your empire has technology we lack. We have innovations you haven't discovered. Together, we could accomplish more than either of us could alone." The director's eyes widened in surprise. This was not how conquered species were supposed to be treated. Admiral Stone stepped forward, holding a data tablet. "Our analysis of your ships shows that while your base technology is advanced, many of our improvements could benefit your people. Medical technology, energy efficiency, shield harmonics. We've made advances in areas your scientists haven't explored." "And in return?" the director asked cautiously. "Open trade, cultural exchange, a fair and equal alliance," the president answered. "And of course, a clear understanding that Earth is not to be threatened again." Suddenly, the hall's communication systems activated. Holograms appeared showing representatives from dozens of alien civilizations, all requesting diplomatic relations with Earth. Captain Walker smiled as he watched. The galaxy had seen not just Earth's military power, but also their humanity. Victory without vengeance, strength with mercy. "There's something else you should know," Admiral Stone told the director. "That scout ship we found 30 years ago, it wasn't the only one. We've discovered 2 others over the centuries. Earth has been preparing for contact with alien life for longer than you realize." The director looked around the hall with new understanding. "You weren't just ready for us. You were ready for anyone who might have come. Humanity has a saying," Walker added. "Hope for the best, prepare for the worst. We hoped for peaceful first contact, but we prepared for war. Now we can get back to hoping for the best." The council president stood. "Director, you came to Earth expecting to find savages. Instead, you found a civilization ready to join the galactic community as equals. The choice is yours. Continue fighting a war you can't win, or help us build a better future for both our peoples." The director straightened, looking more like his old self, but without the arrogance. "When I sent that first message demanding Earth's surrender, I thought I was speaking to primitives. Now I understand. We were the primitive ones, judging a species by their apparent technology rather than their true capabilities." He turned to face the council. "On behalf of my people, I accept your offer of alliance." The hall erupted in applause. As celebrations began, Walker received a message from humanity's pride. More alien ships were arriving, not for war, but for diplomatic contact. Earth's space stations were preparing to receive representatives from a dozen different civilizations. "Captain Walker," Admiral Stone called out, "ready for your next mission. Earth needs its best captain leading our first diplomatic fleet into deep space." Walker nodded, a smile crossing his face. "From defending Earth to exploring the galaxy. I like the sound of that." The director watched this exchange with interest. "You know, Captain, there are many worlds out there that could use Earth's unique approach to advancement. Hidden strengths often accomplish more than visible power." As Walker looked up at the sky, through the glass ceiling, he could see the faint glimmer of ships in orbit, human and alien vessels side by side. Earth had emerged onto the galactic stage, not just as a powerful civilization, but as one wise enough to use that power wisely. The message to the galaxy was clear: never underestimate humanity's strength, but never forget their capacity for mercy either.